All right, man. Here we go.
Now, broadcasting on Radio Star Worldwide, it's the Maverick Difference Radio Show with Paul Finck. When you want to step up and dare to be different, when you'll dare to be great and live to your fullest potential, when you are ready to dare to be a maverick and live the life of your dreams, then it's time to listen to Paul Finck.
Good morning. Welcome to the Maverick Difference Radio Show. This is live every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Absolutely. Spend some time. Come join us. Hang out. Let's talk. You can reach us here at 480-945-0442. Absolutely call in. I want to hear from you, want to hear your thoughts, your comments. I want to make this an interactive radio show, totally interactive, so you and I can have the conversations that really mean a difference and create so much in our life. We are here. I'm your host, by the way, Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire, and I have been coaching, training, speaking on how to make a difference and how to make a difference in your life over the last 10 years. I've been an entrepreneur for the last 30 years in absolutely creating more power, more magnitude, more abundance in your life. And it absolutely is your life. The whole concept of living a life is to live a life large and live a life on your terms. So many people live life, well, they live life for everybody else. They live life based on other people's terms, other people's rules, other people's dictions, the way other people decide they're supposed to, rather than on their own. My goal and inspiration, my motivation for each and every one of you is to create the life of your dreams on your terms. It's what it means to be a maverick, and what it means to create so much more in your life. What it means to live in abundance, what it means to create more. That's the message here at the Maverick Difference Radio Show. How to do it different than you ever thought possible, and how to create more by doing it different than you ever thought possible. I want to talk today about, well, your thoughts. And you thought, what? What is going on with your thoughts? What's going on in your life right now based on what you're thinking? All too many people think their life into devastation. They think their life into a stopped place. They think their life into a place that isn't profoundly abundant for them. And what I know is what you think becomes reality. What you think becomes who you are, what you're all about, what's going on with your life. And that is what we're talking about here. You thought, what? Ever have that chit chat in your head? That chit chat, and it's going on in your head, and you're saying, oh my gosh, stop already. I don't want to be thinking those thoughts. I don't want to be being negative, being pessimistic. I don't want to put doom into my life by talking it right into existence. And yet that's what we know that chit chat does sometimes. It keeps us safe. And one of the things to clarify, that chit chat in our head, that's the whole purpose. It keeps us safe. It keeps us secure. Is safe and secure good? Is safe and secure what we really want in our life? Is safe and secure going to give you the life that you really want? The life that you really are desired of? It keeps us safe, absolutely. That chit chat, those thoughts. No, I shouldn't. That would be, wait for it, that would be risky. That would be risky. No, it is absolutely something different than that. And we want to be clear what it could be in our life. Man, the more I've realized that my thoughts do create my reality, the more I know that I want something more, I want something different. I realize that because I have this power within me, because I'm able to create so much more, just by thinking it into existence, I learned to take control of my thoughts every single day. And just taking control of my thoughts right now and taking care of some business that's out there, it's amazing how much is in my day. And I will give you some components of that. We've got to, and I apologize, I was just texting. I've got people that I deal with all over the country and around the world, and I've got multiple different businesses, and someone was confused on our time schedule because they were looking at East Coast time versus West Coast time versus European time, and their messages got confused along the way. We're talking about our thoughts and how our thoughts lead to our reality, lead to our life. And what I want you to get is that you have control of it, that you have control over what you think. And so as such, you can create a new reality. As such, you can create a new existence in your life. You can make more in your life by making sure that you think clearly as to what you want. I'm going to go through in this next hour in our radio show here 6 different things, ways, patterns of thinking that I want you to grab hold of and make yours today. And when you do, when you think these thoughts, because it's not just enough to say, oh, I don't want that chit chat in my head. What I want you to realize is we must replace it with what you do want. Replace and implant into our minds exactly what we do want to be thinking, what we do want to be communicating every single day of our life to create more in our world, to create more in our existence, to create that abundance. So I'm going to be going through 6 specific things that I want you to be thinking every day. Get this, every day. That's right. There is no Saturday or Sunday off. There is no, well, let me just think this part-time. How about only 9 to 5, Monday through Friday? How about only on certain components when I've got a call or when I'm in a certain business meeting? Then I think these things. Otherwise, it's no big deal. Absolutely not. You want to be thinking these thoughts 24/7. Because the more you do, the more you implant these particular thoughts into your life, the more that's going to come into your life. Do you want more? Do you want more in your world? Do you want to have more? Do you want to be more? Do you want to achieve more? Do you want to empower more people? Do you want to impact more people in your universe, in your society, in your community? See, these are all components of the more equation. Do you want to have more of an impact on the world? Pay attention to these 6 very specific components of what to be thinking every single day. I started this thought pattern. I started these thoughts, back a ways. Some of them were really good, and I had implanted those thoughts into my brain. I had said them to myself and said them out loud for, decades now. Others of them, others not so much. Others, I needed a little more time. I needed more time to get it clear. I needed more time in developing internally so that I could grab hold of these more profoundly. And so some of them I just got clear with over the last 10 years. Some of them only just began to instill itself into my life to create more over the last maybe even 5 years. However, what I can say is when you take all 6 of these and you put them into your life profoundly, when you think them every day, when you live them every day, they will change everything else in your life. I'm going to take a break now. I'm going to take a break and really get prepared. And I want you to make sure you've got some notes, you've got some pen and paper. And for all those that want to join us, we are on Blab. We also are on the radio show. My producer is ready and waiting for your call at 480-945-0442 to have this conversation live with me. I'm going to take a break. I'll see you right after this.
This is the Maverick Difference Radio Show with Paul Finck. We'll be back right after this. The Magnificent Leader with your host, Patty Azar, can be heard every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on StarWorldWideNetworks.com. Join Patty Azar as she gathers insight and wisdom from magnificent leaders across the world. The Magnificent Leader has a zest for life and an appetite to live it to the fullest. They love their people, remove the obstacles to their success, and celebrate their wins with everyone. If you want to learn the secrets to creating joy, happiness, and success in your life and career, become a magnificent leader. Every Tuesday at 11 a.m. or anytime 24/7 on StarWorldWideNetworks.com.
Hi, it's Blade, and I host a show right here on the Star Worldwide Networks. As an at least 30-year radio veteran, I have a tale or two to tell, and I've talked to them all.
Radio personality.
Now that's just nasty.
I can't hear you, though, because the music is so loud.
You'll enjoy the show. It's weekly on Fridays live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can catch all the shows on Star Worldwide at any time.
Hey, everyone. Just hanging out and taking care of our technical component here on the radio show. We are live on Blab, and just seeing to make sure that all of you are hearing me as well. Come join me, come join me. Make sure that this is working for you. This is your time. Come say hi. Make this happen. Come join me. We're waiting to see. We've got some technical difficulties, so anybody that is able to absolutely let me know whether you can hear me or not. We're reaching out to my producer to see. All right, babes. What's going on? We are here live on Blab, waiting for some technical components and for the rest of you whoever can come on and let me know that you're here, we can take care of business. Well, everyone, just hanging out here on Blab. Waiting for my producer to call back in. Not exactly sure what's going on. Waiting to see. Other than that, why don't you come on Blab and let me know what you are doing. Reach out to me now and we can continue this conversation with the people that are here and move on. Waiting to see what's going to happen for us to check it out. Talking about thinking and thinking bigger than you ever thought possible, thinking greater thoughts, thinking the thoughts that are going to create so much more in your life. Because there are certain ways to think. There are certain ways to really get clear with how to create your life. We are live on the radio show and just actually live on Blab. And what's going on is that Blab's got us and they're giving us some technical difficulty. Blab is in beta, and I get that. And we are just now live looking to see what's going to happen here.
You're back, Paul.
Hey, what's going on?
So it kicked me out of Blab. And like you said, the beta is pretty cool so far. So I'm not sure what's going on, but commercials played through, and we're going to do a little rejoiner and start with the next segment.
Very good. I'm ready.
You're listening to Paul Finck and the Maverick Difference Radio Show. Now, here's Paul.
Welcome back. This is your host, Paul Finck, on the Maverick Difference Radio Show. And we are talking about our mind and our chit chat and our brain and what to be thinking. All too often, we have these negative thoughts, and we have these thoughts that don't serve us. We have these thoughts that create us to be stopped and stuck and fearful of what's coming up, that freeze frame us. Now, these thoughts are there to protect us. These thoughts are there to keep us from harm's way. The thoughts are, there's a fire. I shouldn't walk into the fire, and so I hold myself back. That could be a good thought. The challenge is that we, over time and in our experience, we've learned to identify more and more and more things as fire. More things in our life are identified as, ooh, that's going to be painful. Ooh, that's going to be hurtful. Ooh, that's going to leave a scar, and we avoid them. And as we experience more and more light of life, we place more and more things into that bucket of, ooh, that could hurt us, so let's avoid it. And as we avoid more and more, as we pull back more and more, as we shrink that comfort zone line, if you will, we experience life less and less, and we create less in our life. We achieve less in our life, and we never quite get up to our fullest potential. Most of you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know that most of you have lived this life for way too long, have lived it in that place of fear, lived in that place of challenge. And I'm here to give you a replacement for all that. The cornerstone, the thoughts that you need to be thinking every single day, that you're going to want to be thinking every single day to create abundance in your life, to create more in your life than you ever thought possible, and make it happen for you. That's what this is all about. That's what this conversation is all about in the Maverick Difference Radio Show, is what's going to make a difference for you. What's going to make it so profoundly unique? Not the radio show, not my words. What's going to make your life so profoundly unique? What's going to make you step up and create what you always knew you could, and yet you haven't quite gotten there yet? I'm going to go through six different thoughts, and specific thoughts that I want you to be thinking every single day to create that magnitude in your life, to create that abundance in your life, so that you can move forward with gusto in a fearlessness, in a confidence level, with programs and thought processes that help you get there, so that nothing stops you, so that nothing gets in your way, so that nothing keeps you from moving forward. The first one, and these are 6 different ways to be thinking, 6 different thoughts, if you will. The first one is, think big. Think bigger than you ever thought possible. Think just amazing achievement. Think amazing results. What would your life be like when you thought amazing? Think big. Say to yourself, what is the ultimate of what I could achieve? What is the ultimate that I could be? What could I possibly accomplish in my life? What's my highest achievement? What is it that would happen in my life when I am playing full out? When I'm reaching my fullest potential? What does that look like? Think big. I remember years ago, and I knew these concepts, as you do too, that these are true, that these are universal, that these are real for you. And yet I didn't apply them. I didn't understand the magnitude of where these could bring me. Years ago, I've been in the entrepreneurial world. I've had my own business for 30 years now. Over 30 years, I've been taught, reach for the stars, aim for the stars, and when you land on the moon, you're A-okay, right? So I've always thought I thought big. And big to me, when I graduated from college, big to me was having a good position, or at least having a good company that was bringing in money regularly and everything looked good, right? Here's the challenge. I had this thermostat set for a certain income level. A certain income level. Well, what would that be? When I was in college, a certain income level that sounded like it was, wow, that's it. That's the income level I'm looking for, was $100,000. Now, for some of you, you go, that's great, Paul. That's exactly what I'm thinking. That's a big number. For a family that, at the time I had my wife and we had 2 kids when I was just kind of getting started and really realizing I had to step into my own power. And $100,000 sounded like a great goal. Reached that and created a fairly comfortable life. It was good, wasn't over the top, but absolutely we could afford a vacation. We could afford some of the niceties in life. And it was okay. Well, then I had 6 children total. I had 4 more children back to back, creating a family of 8. And I got to tell you, $100,000 for a family of 8 is as close to poverty level without being completely impoverished you can get. It is absolutely, we couldn't afford a lifestyle. We couldn't afford vacations on a regular basis. We couldn't afford the niceties in life at $100,000 with a family of 8. Now my whole dynamic changed. Everything changed in my life. I had to create something different, new, and I had to readjust that thermostat. I had to aim for something bigger, or we were going to be destitute. Now, for many of you, you may not have that catalyst. You may not have that component in there that makes that difference. However, for me, having those 6 kids was the catalyst that got me to really consider, well, what's real big look like? When I talk about think big, what does that look like? Well, for me, $100,000 absolutely wasn't even close. I needed more. I needed to create more. Well, when 6 figures is poverty level, what should you be aiming for? How about 7 figures? Even multi-6 figures, really good start. However, I want you to get, and there's a litmus test. When I talk to people, and I do business consulting, and I talk to people about what is your business? You've got a business idea. What's it look like? And they start off, and we start talking about the vision, the dream. What's the target audience? What's the product that you're selling to that target audience? What's the price points? And as I'm going through this, I start doing the math for them. I said, well, in your target audience, there's this percentage of people that could buy your product. Then there's the percentage of people in your geographic area that could buy it. And here's the price point of what you're selling it for. And let's do the math. Well, when the math makes it so, and all too often this is the case, and they say, well, my potential is we could be making $100,000 with this, which is where I want to be. I want to make $100,000. And we do the math, your company could bring you in $100,000. And I look at them, I go, just stop there. Go home, close up the company, forget about this dream. And they look at me like I'm nuts. And I say, here's the deal. You've got a dream that could potentially bring you $100,000 income a year, and you are completely psyched because that is more money than you're making now. I get it. Here's the challenge. Do you think you're going to do everything right or everything wrong? More precisely, do you think there's a better chance that you'll do everything right or a better chance that you'll do everything wrong on those 2 points in the timeline or in the equation? Where do you think you're going to be when you're first starting out? First business, maybe you've had a couple years experience. There's more of a chance of everything going wrong than everything going right. When everything goes right is when you're going to make your 100,000. When everything goes wrong, you'll probably end up making, just scraping by and making about $10,000. Well, when you have a dream of 100,000 and you end up bringing home 10,000, you're challenged. You're not going to be able to go another day. It barely is paid for your stamps or your paper or your printer cartridges. It barely kept you above water. And now you're excited for another year, right? No, you're devastated. You are hurt. You're in pain. You're struggling just to get through another day. And your business will collapse. So here's what I would advise. When you're starting a new business and you're considering what it's looking like, what it could be, make sure that its potential is over $1 million. Because then when you do everything right, you get $1 million and everything's great. When you do everything wrong, when things mess up and life happens and you walk away with 100,000, at least it pays you to keep the lights on for a little while longer to see if you couldn't possibly bring it to $1 million. Aim for the stars. When you hit the moon, you're A-okay. Make sure that your new business venture, that your idea, that everything that you want in the results of that company equal out to $1 million, because the chances of you actually creating some form of success with it are much greater when you're aiming high. That's just one example only of what I mean by thinking big. Absolutely aim high, have your vision set for something absolutely stupendous. Then the fallback position is so great that you want to do that process over and over and over again. So absolutely think big. I'm going through 6 different things that I want you to be thinking. And when you're thinking them, you're going to be feeling them. When you're feeling them, you're going to be living them. When you're living them, it's going to show up in your life in so many different ways to create the abundance that you're looking for. Number 2, you want to be thinking fearless. Fearless. I am fearless. I can conquer anything. I can do anything. There's nothing that will stop me. I am completely confident, comfortable in my own skin, and ready to take on whatever it takes, whatever is in front of me. Fearlessness. I got to tell you, I hadn't really acknowledged what fearlessness really looked like until I experienced my own children. Now, most of my children have only been around since I've had this life, at least in their conscious years, let's say. I started really on this major journey of creating who I am today about 10 years ago. And so for the last 10 years, I've been preaching this, have been speaking about it, training it, coaching it, internalizing it into my life and living it every single day. And my wife's been by my side in doing that as well. And so when the two of us are living like this every single day, what do you think happens with the people around us, especially our own children? They begin to think this way too, and it becomes a way of life. Well, for most of my children, they were young when we first started this. And so now they're teenagers. And as teenagers, they're grabbing hold of it and they're exhibiting the results of what I'm talking about. they're exhibiting the results of thinking this way their whole life. And I watched this. One of my younger sons, when he was in grammar school and he started being a goalie in soccer. I remember the parents on the sideline going, wow, he's just tackling that ball. He'd come out, he'd make decisions to come out of the goal. So if you know anything about soccer and what a goalie does, when a ball's coming at them, if they go out of the goal, they've got one shot to grab that ball. If it goes by them, there's nobody else between them and the goal, and the other team will win. Well, the confidence you need to step out of the goal and run after the ball, knowing that you're the last hope, is just immense. And my son would exhibit this behavior over and over and over again to tackle the ball, to jump on it as well, to jump on it while other people are racing past him and tripping over his now body that's in front of them. And he would place his body in harm's way to win the game and to get the ball. Complete fearlessness. He exhibited it in everything he did. And it was the first time I really watched what true fearlessness looked like, and realized over the years and over the experiences that we all have as adults, we lose touch of that fearlessness. And that fearlessness is what keeps us, or got us moving, and what now keeps us from moving is the lack of fearlessness. Can you imagine if all children were as fearful as all adults? None of us would ever learn how to walk. None of us would ever learn how to chew. Oh man, the first time I chewed solid food, I choked. I'm never doing that again. First time I walked, I looked to stand up, I fell, hurt myself. I cried. I'm never doing that again. That's what all children go through to be able to talk, walk, eat. They go through this component of putting themselves out there fearlessly, getting hurt, and then stepping up and doing it again immediately. And yet, as adults, we've learned to have fear, and that protects us from being hurt. It also protects us from living a great life. It protects us from having abundance. True fearlessness. Look for it in your life. Look for those moments when you hesitate, and I want you to get clear. The moment you hesitate is when you must take action, when you must move forward. That's how winning is done. Think, I am fearless, or I have complete confidence. I am great. I am superb. I can conquer. I can do. I can achieve. That complete confidence to move forward. That fearlessness in yourself, in every cell of your body, is what creates amazing results. Think fearlessness. Number 3, think whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Think whatever it takes. What means is I will achieve whatever it takes. I will accomplish whatever it takes to make that happen. I will accomplish it. It's not a matter of, well, whatever it takes, except if they mean on Saturdays or Sundays or late at night or early in the morning or when there's a crowd or when there's not a crowd. Or no, it means do every day whatever it takes in every way, no matter what. Number 4, think, I love risk. I love taking risk. Risk is good. How many of you have risked something today? How many of you have taken a major risk in your life, in your journey, in your career? What do you believe that risk looks like for you? What does it feel like for you? For most of you, you believe you're risking something by, well, investing a few dollars. You believe you're risking something by standing up and asking a question. You think you're risking something by knocking on one more stranger's door, calling up one more stranger on the phone. You think that's a risk. That's nothing. We don't talk in our society anymore about life and death risk. That's real risk. Put your life on the line. What you're risking now to create success is a joke. There's no real risk. I want you to take everything that you think is risk. I want you to take everything, your ego, your money, all your effort, and put it in the middle of the pile and let it ride. Because that's how you create success. That's how you create the abundance that you're looking for. Just go for it. All too many people, they're not willing to do whatever it takes. And then when they say they are, oh no, it's whatever it takes, except that's too risky. Here's the expression I love, I could lose it all. I could lose it all, as if that's the definition, that's the line on whether I should go forward or not. I want you to realize that there is never anything that you could do that would cause you to lose it all beyond a life and death situation. Because as soon as you lose it, it means you had it. And when you've had it once, you could find a way to have it again. You want to lose 100,000, you want to lose 1 million, you want to lose 2 million. How about, like some people, how about losing $1 billion? Lose $1 billion, and well, if you had $1 billion to lose, you could always get it back again because you know how. You've done it once, you can do it again. Well, you had it once, you can do it again. There's no such thing as losing it because you have the process inside of you to gain it again and to just bring it into your life. One of the things I've learned is money is an energy flow. Let it go. It'll come back. It'll ebb and flow your whole life when you let it. I love risk, and all of you should love taking risks as well, because it's when you do that you're able to create so much more in your life. When you risk more, when you let it ride, when you put more of yourself out there on the line, you will get back so much more. Take more risks. Whatever you think is a risk, go for it. I guarantee you, I promise you, that it doesn't even come close to what is real risk. Take that risk. Take that chance. People looked at me when I was just getting started and they said, how are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Stop. You're putting your wife at risk. You're putting your kids at risk. You're putting your life, everything at risk. Why? Don't do it. Stop. Then they'd say, how dare you do it? Because you're putting them at risk. I was the sole income provider for a family of 8. A family of 8 as the sole income provider, and they're telling me I'm risking by taking action, by dreaming a bigger dream, by putting myself out there every day. And what I told them is that I couldn't possibly not. How dare I not create a potential for a better life? How dare I not at least put myself out there to go down that path to create that abundance? How dare I not take that chance? Because the alternative was destitute. The alternative was living a life of regret, of sorrow, living a life less than my truest potential, less than what was possible. How dare I demonstrate that to my children? How dare I give them that as a role model? See, most people don't consider those things. They're like, yes, this is the safe road. How dare you they do that to their kids. And when I say their kids, how about our society? How about the next generation and the generation after that? How about stepping up and being a leader? How about stepping up and creating more in your life, because more is so possible for each and every one of you? We've been talking about what to be thinking, and this is where it begins. Your thoughts lead to your actions, lead to your habits, lead to behaviors on a daily basis. So be thinking big, thinking fearless, thinking whatever it takes, and thinking risk is good. Number 5, think I love change. I love change. Change is great. Here's what I know, that over the last 10 years, I've changed dramatically. If I went back in time and introduced myself to the person I was, I wouldn't recognize myself. I've changed dramatically, and not the person internally. I'm still the same person. What I changed is how I show up. What I changed is what I do every day to create abundance in my life. What I did is I changed my fearlessness, my whatever it takes, my attitude, my thoughts internally. I shifted and changed to create more, to be more. My internal thoughts are the same. I saw this guy inside of me, only I didn't let him come out. I had that fear inside. I had that possibility, oh my gosh, this could hurt me, that chit chat going on. And then I decided I was going to be different. I decided I was going to create something more. I decided I had to, because of my family situation, because I wanted to show them a role model of what was possible. And I did. Think I love change, because everything that you want is in a place you've never been. Everything that you want, you need to shift, change, get out of your comfort zone to go find. Everything that you want is on the other side of that fear. Everything that you want is on the other side of that behavior. Whatever behaviors you have now, whatever habits you have now, whatever thoughts you have right now that you've been living with for the last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, that is what has given you the life you now have. When you want something different, you must do something different. You must think different thoughts, believe different thoughts, and then do different action to create that new life, that different life. So number 5 is, and the way to be thinking is, I love change. As soon as someone says, here's something different to be doing, you go, yes, because you love change. I want you to consider the notion and the proposal. I want you to do things different. So it's the Maverick way. I want you to do things different. And what I mean by that is do things differently than you've ever done them. And do them consistently different, and continue to find new and new, more and more things to do different in your life. And do that consistently for the next 5 years. Because here's the thing. When you do things different, and you do things different for the next 5 years, every single day, you're going to create a life that most people never, ever, ever have a chance to create. There's an expression, do what most people will never do for the next 5 years. And I'll give you a lifetime of being able to do what most people never, ever, ever, ever will get a chance to do for the rest of your life. Give me 5 years. Let's work together. Let's hang out together. Give these ideas 5 years to develop. 5 years where you live them full out. And I'll give you a whole new world. I'm excited because I've been doing that. I've been creating that in my life. And with that has come everything I wanted. With that has come the abundance I've been looking for. Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn to do it. Your turn to hang out with it. Come spend the time. I love change. I love risk. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I am fearless. And I think big. I'm reaching for the stars. And number six in this whole journey is I am unstoppable, and I've got unstoppable desire to match. Unstoppable desire. I am willing to do whatever it takes, and I am so desirous to create what I want that nothing will ever stop me, and I'll keep on keeping on. I will keep on keeping on because I've got a strong desire to make it happen. Continue to hold on to that desire. Continue to dream the big dreams, fearlessly doing whatever it takes, taking risk after risk, stepping up, taking that leap of faith, and understanding that it's all going to take change internally and externally to create everything that you want. This is Paul Finck. This is the Maverick Difference radio show, where I want you to dare to be different, dare to be great, and dare to be a maverick every single day of your life. Come hang out with us right here every Tuesday, 11 a.m. on the Maverick Difference radio show. Come hang out and talk to me. I'm all over social media, Paul Finck, Finck. I look forward to seeing you all. Communicate with me. Let's create the life of our dreams, and let's do it together. Take care now. Paul Finck, the Maverick Difference radio show. Till next time, everyone.
Thanks for listening to Paul Finck and the Maverick Difference radio show. You can listen to Paul live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern and anytime 24/7 on RadiostarWorldwide.com.